and welcome to Thinking is Free, proudly brought to you by Chinmaya Mission New Zealand.
Howdy everyone, welcome back. My name is Akash and today in the studio we have Ishanji and Pooja.
Hariom.
Hariom.
Continuing on with the theme of the game that we're all playing in life. Last episode we distinguished it's not about the result.
Yeah.
And so when we've got a goal or we're on a pursuit in our journey, is it okay to just take a step on the side of the road and, watch everyone else pass by and take a break, have a rest? Do we put goals on hold? Maybe Pooja, if you want to
Yeah, I can start on
take
this
over.
one. Yeah. So I just had this question because I had gone traveling recently and I clearly haven't spoken about it enough. But in case anyone didn't know, I came back from my travels. But during that time, I had a goal. Before I left, I had a goal that I created at Make It Happen. And it was to not have sugar for a year. And when I was in Europe, I was like, I've come all this way and these pastries look so beautiful. And I'm like, just a couple of weeks, I can just have a little cheat here and there. And that's what prompted this question, which is I had a goal, I had it for a reason. And I knew that reason. I understood it and I agreed with it. And yet I took a break. And I just wanted to know, in what context is that okay, if it's ever okay? And is there any, and if you do feel tired of working towards a goal, does that mean that you've lost sight of your purpose, or does that just mean that the goal is not for you?
I was just going to say, so it was no sugar, right?
No sugar, yeah.
But you also wanted to try the different types of food.
Yes.
So you're talking about
I didn't want to limit myself.
the pastries, right?
Yeah, exactly, the desserts.
Man, if we look at this on a real high level, is there any difference in Italian wheat and
no, it's definitely. I know I'm wrong, but I just want to.
There we go.
I think that's the end of the conversation. She's answered herself.
No, as in not just specifically for this.
Yeah,
obviously I was wrong, but in other situations, is it okay to take breaks from your goals and just prompted the topic.
Okay. I think taking breaks is okay, but when we say taking breaks from our goal or from our purpose, I think you rightly said that one is maybe we haven't aligned our goals with our purpose, as in we have some objective that we want to achieve, but we are not very clear on why that is so important to me. I haven't aligned myself with it. If it were, and it resonated with me, a purpose is something not just what resonates with me, but it actually defines me. And when we say I'm taking a break from it, it's like saying I'm taking a break from myself, which is just not possible.
Yeah.
That firmness is not so firm.
Yes, as in it's an objective that we want to achieve. There's no doubt about it. But it's probably not in alignment with our purpose.
Yeah.
We haven't associated it with ourselves yet. There is some gap between what I want to achieve and who I am. Because how can you take a break from being who you are? It's not possible.
Yeah.
And purpose is when I align with something so strongly that it almost becomes me.
It's your essential nature.
Yeah.
Is that.
Your swabhava, your expression is that. And that's your purpose.
Yeah.
And each one of us has something that we are so in sync with, so aligned with, that there is no taking breaks from it. In fact, taking break is painful because I don't get to be myself.
That's what I was just going to touch on is when it comes down to like a do or die situation, is that then where you're kind of thinking of it more on a higher level? And okay, let's say for myself, not having dairy, right? For some reason, I need to have.
How do you know if someone's a vegan?
I know that.
It's just a joke.
I wasn't trying to do that. And now you made it about that. So this guy just threw me under the bus.
Who's also a vegan, by the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
We're meant to be a team.
We can cut this out if we want to.
No, that's all good.
Keep it in. Keep it
Keep
in.
it in.
Okay. Yes. So you're vegan and
No, what I'm saying is my belief is that I don't have dairy, right?
yes.
But if it came to a do or die situation where my body needed dairy,
Yep.
and because that's now we're talking about my goal and my purpose,
Yes.
would I be going against my nature if I had to take dairy, or am I just being stubborn and I live by my purpose and the end result is I die because I haven't had it?
I think that's a question only you can answer.
Right.
There's no one else externally who can be the judge of this, whether you're doing the right thing for yourself or not.
Because also we can say that this body is not ours,
Yes.
but it's helping me to continue, right?
yes. So if there is something that you put veganism aside for, obviously that is something much higher on your priority list, or you
Okay.
identify with greater, for which you're willing to put this aside, right? That could be your health.
Yeah.
And your health is associated with achieving something greater, and that might be your purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wow. See, that's the point I was trying to make. It wasn't about me.
So, yes, I think I can share my example where when I went to study in India for 2 and a bit years,
Yep.
the day I landed at the ashram, I was having a conversation with my teacher, and he asked me, do you have any dietary restrictions, as in, are you allergic to anything? Because a lot of Westerners tend to be, individuals from Western countries tend to be. And I said, no, I'm not allergic to anything, but I don't take dairy. And he instructed me, for the next 2 years, you'll eat whatever's there on your plate.
Yeah.
Because the purpose of being over here is to gain knowledge of the scriptures, not to be vegan. And then for the 2 years, I ate whatever's came on my plate. And the day I left the ashram, I resumed being a vegan.
What was that thought process for you like?
Because
through that?
it was clear that the purpose for which I was there was to gain knowledge of the scriptures. And if my health is compromised in any way and I'm unable to do it, I would not get another chance to study the scriptures, because those 2 years is all I have.
Yeah.
And for me, it was very clear, and there was no contradiction in my mind that I'm doing something wrong. So I've taken a break from a lifestyle, but it's not a break from my goal, because veganism is not a goal. It's just something that I adhere to out of choice,
That's right.
out of my understanding. Whereas what I feel my purpose is to, study the scriptures and realize who I am. And I don't think I can ever take a break from that.
Yep.
So breaks are good. The mind does get fatigued. The mind does get exhausted, and it's okay to take a break. But that break is also to align with our purpose even more strongly and do better with our purpose. I don't think we can take a break from our goal, from our purpose. If the goal and purpose are aligned, I don't think we can take a break from it because it's defining who I am. And why would I want to take a break from being me? Or how can I take a break from being me?
So that really wouldn't even be a break, right? Like you're kind of just doing like a little like side quest and then coming back because you're just strengthening yourself. You're strengthening your resolve, and you're realigning yourself. So even then, that's almost still working towards your goal. Is it not?
Exactly. So you're still working towards your goal and your purpose,
Yeah.
but you've taken a break just to rest the mind and rejuvenate it so you can do better. You can work more efficiently and be more committed to it.
Yeah. So it's
So
not. I wouldn't call that a break, though, right? Would
The
you?
act may be the same,
Yeah.
but we're not taking a break from our goal.
Yeah.
We're not taking a break from our purpose, but we are taking a break,
Got it. Yeah.
right?
When you were taking dairy,
Yes.
did you just remove your emotion out of it, or were you still enjoying what you were eating?
Well,
Because again, if we look at taking a break from our goal, you could go and, I don't know, enjoy
Sugar.
sugar.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the food was tasty,
Mm.
right? You cannot say cheese isn't nice.
Yeah.
Cheese is delicious, right? And so when I did eat it,
Yeah.
it's not that I did not enjoy it, but
Right.
I knew because it's come on my plate, I did not go asking for it. I was
Right.
still following my instructions that were given to me. And in my mind, it's still very clear that this is needed and this is not needed. And where it's optional, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah. But because it's on your plate
As
and
in-
it's on
because we're supposed to be following this tradition of bhiksha, which is
Yeah.
whatever's available, you just eat it because eating is for the survival of the body, to do your sadhana, to attain your goal in life, your purpose, not for anything else. But if it is in alignment with something that you prefer, then yes, enjoyment is going to be there. And if it's not, then you may not enjoy it. So if it was spicy food, which I do not enjoy, I'd still eat it. And if it was food that I like and I enjoy, I'd still eat it. But the experience
yeah.
of it is overwritten or overridden by a higher purpose or goal or understanding.
And that's what I just wanted to touch on as well, is that we're not saying here, put things on a pause and go and enjoy just because you can.
Yeah.
It's to keep the higher purpose in mind,
Yeah.
and the circumstances are what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And therefore you've had to make minor adjustments
Yeah.
to get through what you need to get through. But your higher purpose is the end goal, and like you said, is the enjoyment kind of thing. Is
It's secondary. It's
it's
irrelevant.
not- it's-
it
it's
may be
not
there, it may
part
not be
of
there. Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think bringing it back to my example, when
Yeah.
I deviated, it was purely for enjoyment. It's
Yeah.
just because I wanted to indulge, and I kind of was just like, yeah, it's okay. I'm on
It's
vacation.
yeah.
I'm all the way over here.
Yeah.
I've paid all this money.
What if I
when am
do
I
not
coming
get
back?
Italian
Yeah.
pastries or French
Like,
pastry? I don't think
made in that
Italians do
way.
pastries.
Oh, I had a lot of Italian pastries.
Okay, so Italian pastries.
But yeah, like so I think I definitely wasn't aligned. Like I kind of was just like, like my mind took over really.
Yeah.
And I was like, I justified to myself that, it's okay to take a break from XYZ, but I really just did it for enjoyment. I wasn't doing it for like, oh, this will strengthen my resolve in some sort of way, because it definitely won't. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
in the context of benefiting you working towards your goal, in that context alone, is it okay to take a break, in quotes?
So taking a break to help us realign ourselves or
Yeah.
work better towards our goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's still with the goal in mind, even though you're not actively working towards it,
Yeah.
you're still,
Yeah. So it's not a break from the goal.
Mm.
It's just a break.
yeah. And so at what point, obviously this example that I've taken is not applicable to my next question, but at what point do you have to let yourself understand that the goal is incorrect?
The goal may not be incorrect. The goal may be fulfilling a certain requirement of yours.
Okay.
It's just you're not aligned with it like you ought to be when it would be with the case of a purpose.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you an example. Within your travel example itself,
Mhm.
I understand you're a vegetarian.
Yes.
Did you stop being a vegetarian? Did you take a break from vegetarianism while you were there?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm
You
just-
align with
yeah.
it a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I identify with it a lot more. Yeah.
There you go. Right? So you wouldn't take a break from it no matter what, where you are.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to life and death, maybe,
Mm.
because whether it's vegetarianism or eating meat, it is for the survival of the body, right?
Yeah.
You have to eat something.
It's interesting actually because even with the vegetarianism, I found in some areas of Europe it was so difficult to find veggie options that were like actually nutritious and not just bread. And so there were parts of me that were like, oh, like maybe I should just have it just so that I have something nutritious to eat. And then even then I was like, nah, like I can't do it. Like it's not going to work. for
Bottom
me.
line, I'd go hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
just-
So we've just
Yeah.
aligned
And so
ourselves.
we just had to fill ourselves up on like bread and cheese and
Up-
like,
I had, because my sister was also traveling with them,
yes.
she had just not raw, as in boiled pasta without any salt
Yeah.
for meals. And I mean, if you,
And she still stuck to it, which
Yeah.
was
That's
incredible.
what gets you
yeah.
through. Yeah. Yep. I'd happily go hungry and
Mm.
yeah,
get a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Something. If I could find one.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which, yeah, because I did think about it because I was like, man, like this looks really good and that looks really filling and
Yeah.
it's like a little bit of meat and like, and I like kind of had those like you were almost tempted,
yeah.
but like it was so easy for me to be like, no way, like that's just not happening. Like,
Yeah. So why is it that there was a difference between sticking to vegetarianism versus sticking to a sugar-free diet? Right?
Because my mind.
It's just we have identified with the two at different levels. When we identified with something more closely,
Mm.
it sticks with us because that is how I see myself. It becomes me,
Mm.
and I can't take a break from being me.
Mm.
And so ideally you want a higher goal or purpose in mind that you so strongly identify with that it is you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what gives us peace and happiness because that's me. That's the real me. At core, that's who I am.
Just unshakable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So much conviction behind who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we got to go deeper into and within ourselves and
Yeah.
embed those purposes and
Yeah.
those values on why we are doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, living a life, and in every action there is purpose, right?
Yeah. And in fact, in that case, taking a break is not even on the
Yeah.
books, basically,
Yeah.
right?
No, it wasn't
There's
an
no,
option.
yeah, it's not an option. And you're happy not taking a break from it.
Mm. It was interesting actually because just before I left to Europe, I have like some health concerns that I was trying to address before I left, and so one of the suggestions was that I start eating meat. And so just before I left to Europe, I did try a little bit of chicken, but even then I was like, even though it was for my health, that's why I even tried to eat it.
Right.
But even then I was like, I just can't do this. Like, this is not for me. Like,
I'll just take supplements.
yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. So, so even when my health was, because I was so strongly identified with being vegetarian, like that's just so, I'm so convinced as to why I'm doing it, that even when I was like, even when my health became an issue, I still like couldn't follow through on it, which, yeah, so that is interesting because I'm much more aligned with vegetarianism than I am with like the no sugar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it just boils down to how aligned we are with our goal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously purpose is something that we are completely in sync with, alignment with. But with goals, sometimes we are aligned with it, sometimes we are not.
Mm.
Sometimes they're just objectives that we have taken on as a challenge or as a requirement or just because the world does it
Yeah.
and therefore we've made it our goal as well. There's so many different reasons, but whether it's right for us is something that we have to question and figure out for ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's a really good place just to end up, and even just what you've just said, Ishanji, I think it's a good time to just go through and review ourselves and make an assessment on who we are and what we currently do in life and how that relates back to our purpose. You know, we all need to do our sadhanas. We all need to do seva. Need to exercise. Need to read the scriptures.
Yep.
Need
So
to
the,
eat
the,
right.
the 3 S's, right? Especially on the spiritual path. Seva, service of some kind. Sadhana, your daily spiritual practices. And swadhyaya, study of scriptures. They have to go on if spiritual growth is what I'm seeking. And so depending on what you want, there'll be certain things which are just prerequisites which we cannot give up. But, you know, even on sadhana, the moment we are on a holiday,
Yeah.
like I'm taking a break from sadhana. In fact, for certain people, holiday means more time to do better quality sadhana because I don't have the pressures of getting to work and I don't have so many things on my agenda. So I can actually enjoy my sadhana and do it in a complete carefree attitude. As in there's no pressing things coming up. So what takes me 5 minutes, I can take 10 or 15 minutes and it's absolutely fine.
Because there's no rush.
Because there's no rush. And do we see spiritual life in that light? Or do we feel, no, holiday means I'll keep on doing whatever I feel like doing, not what I'm supposed to be doing, which is in alignment with my goal and my purpose.
Which, if we're being honest, what isn't really much of a holiday, is it? Because I'm already doing whatever I want now. And then I go on holiday and then I just do more of whatever I want. So I'm really just not taking a break from anything.
This is how we live our lives, though.
Yeah.
Right? So something worth thinking about.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to the listeners and everyone. Hariom.
Hariom.
How do you go? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Thinking is Free, proudly brought to you by Chinmaya Mission New Zealand. For more information on events, courses, seva projects and study groups, please visit chinmaya.org.nz. Hariom.